Hey everybody, Adam here, and I would like to talk a little bit about praying for protection. So sometimes I will reach out on Twitter and I'll say, hey, if you can meditate for me or pray for me, I'll take it. It's very rare, and I'll tell you why it's rare. So I understand that we live in an energetic universe. We have this incarnation with various other energies all around us at all times. Some of them hostile, some benign, and some benevolent or good. The problem with my particular journey is in this incarnation, I have been tasked with escaping samsara. And I'm not sure how many times I've been on this trip before, convinced that I was going to escape samsara and not have to incarnate anymore on Earth. So, full disclosure, I'm not sure how many times we've had this conversation before. So, the thought occurs to me to ask people for prayers or whatever, I always temper it with this. There's a very distinct possibility that the creator of this world doesn't want me or people like me to leave. There's a very distinct possibility that all different types of entities and beings that you would consider high vibrational don't want me and people like me to leave. Do you see the problem here? So when you ask for protection, you should understand who you're asking it from. So I am convinced that one of the last beings that I will have to face will be like the final boss before exiting samsara will be probably the actual creator of this entire realm, this entire place. And you have to take a step back and understand that if there could be one singular entity that created at least the social commons ground that we have incarnated on, then that individual being, if it is one individual being, created this social commons realm of contrasting opposites, of light and dark, that we could experience both sides of duality and master them. So this being, in a higher sense, is, I guess, a mass murderer of incarnational vessels, and also a giver of life. It's beautiful and chaotic at the same time. It's Satan and God at the same time, this being. Do you understand? If one being could be considered responsible for the creation of this realm that we're in, another way of looking at it would be like this being is completely benign and benevolent, and then it's all the other beings that incarnated into the social commons realm that are what we would consider demonic or lower vibe ones. So because of deception and because of power-hungry beings, there are many that claim to be God, claim to be his messengers, claim to be this and claim to be that. There's even many beings fighting in a hierarchy to become the devil. You know, there's the devil and the synthetic devil. There's light and synthetic light. So if your pathway is like mine or similar to mine, and you're trying to escape samsara altogether and not incarnate here anymore, I would like to have era or 2 eras of time to be able to decide what I want to do with my incarnational energy. But at this point in time, I don't want to incarnate in this realm with you guys anymore. I think it's been great, but I don't want to be here at all anymore. And again, the irony of that is that this is maybe not the first time I've had this feeling or this inner desire. Maybe it transcends lifetimes, but it's propelling me to become a good person and the highest version of myself that I can be. So, for example, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I meditate daily or try my hardest to. I adopted 2 kids, I control my tongue in the sense that I could swear every other word, but I stopped when I was 18 to try to control my own tongue, because I thought, well, if you can control your tongue, you can control other things. I work out every 2 days with my son, and this path that I have chosen, being vegan and whatnot, is not for everyone. I would say that maybe in a couple lifetimes you might get there, or maybe later in this life you'll get there. Who knows? I'm not saying it's for you. If you want to follow me on my way out, that's my trip. Is my trip is to basically, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to not incarnate again. That is my trip. And I don't know if I've been on this journey in other lifetimes, but I for sure am on it in this one. So my path might not look like yours. I'm not interested in going to the God of the Bible's heaven or the God of the Bible's hell, or Allah's heaven or Allah's hell. I'm not interested in any of the things that any of these creator beings are promising. I'm not interested in being conned out of eternal life or tricked into thinking that my eternal life is beholden to one particular being. I have understood that we are eternal. So you can't sell ice to an Eskimo. You can't sell eternal life to beings who are eternal, although it's a great trick. It's a great sales trick. So, my thoughts about asking for protection or asking for prayers, when I do and if I do, I am reaching out to fellow like-minded people and people who are on the same path, and asking that they keep me in their meditation. Understanding that there are battles that we have to face, and some of the people that you might be asking help for are going to be contacting the very entities that you are battling. I don't think that the God of this world is as benign or as benevolent as most people would like to think. And at the end of the day, I feel like if you are on a pathway to leave this incarnation, once you get towards the doorway and actually are about to leave, I feel like you're going to be confronted with a lot of things you did not expect. And I have been being confronted by these energies as I move towards this door my whole life. And I've always said, I know this is what I have taken on myself, and a lot of times these beings and vibratory frequencies and whatnot leave me alone, but then attack my family as a way to get to me, basically, because my energy is described by people who can see it as impenetrable blue light. And again, vegan, meditate daily, don't do drugs, I don't swear, I have a lot of self-control. Obviously I practice self-control, and the things that you see about me and what I talk about online and on Twitter, these are not games to me. This is the real fine line white knuckling of this incarnation and walking the razor wire in daily reporting to my higher self that I do. I'm not perfect, and it's not about me being perfect. It's about not incarnating anymore. And that just looks like what it looks like. So, you'd be like, oh, Adam on his high horse, he doesn't drink, he doesn't swear. No, that's a part of the journey of not reincarnating. Because it proves that you still have a lot of soul work to do if you're beholden to these vices. If you can't kick cigarettes, you know what I mean? If you can't kick alcohol, it proves to me that you have some issues that you have to work through, some karma that you have to work through, that for whatever reason you haven't figured it out. So I'm not the author of your incarnation and your exit. A lot of people want to incarnate, so I'm not even poo-pooing on that. That's your trip. People, you'll hear them talk, and you'll hear them say, I want to reincarnate and come back as a fish. I want to come back as a butterfly. I want to come back as a cat. You've heard it. I want to incarnate on another planet. Good luck with that on flat Earth. But anyway, you've heard it, and it's just not my trip. My trip is to as far away as I can get to escape the wheel of samsara or the wheel of incarnation, to the point that even the gods of this world stay here, and I leave. And I return to my own higher self outside of time and space and this dimension. And at that point, I have my own inner workings, my own inner dimensions, and my own things that I will go to outside of the social commons ground. And if I ever feel like socializing with any of you guys, then you'll be in the social commons ground. That's where people socialize. But if you don't want to socialize in a social commons ground, then you don't go to the social commons ground. So I feel like for an era or two, some time, an eon or two, I will not be around anyone. However long that appears in their perception, I don't know. So when I ask for protection or prayers, these are the things that I keep in mind, is that a lot of the beings and a lot of the dramas and drama vortexes that are vortices, how would you say it? Vortexes or vortices? A lot of the vortexes of drama are specifically designed to keep you in a perpetual low vibratory state of never leaving this incarnation. I think a lot of beings, especially the ones who don't know how to escape or could never figure it out, I feel like they would love to have all the company with all the misery they have. So you can stay here forever and perpetually recycle. And that's just not my trip. And I appreciate everybody who follows me on this journey. And like I said, I'm not doing the things I do in a competition with anyone else. It's literally me versus me to stop incarnating on Earth. And as I go down the path, new things are enlightened to me and new things are illuminated that this is something I have to handle. And this is something that I have to address in my own inner workings to get to that point. And I feel like right now, if I were to drop dead, I wouldn't incarnate. So I wouldn't reincarnate here. That's what I feel like. But it's a daily thing, you know, like I could slip up. I could totally fall off the rocker, fall off the path, whatever you want to say. You know, we're all capable of great things, both good and bad. So that's what self-control is all about. So I hope that helps you understand when I say, you know, if you could pray for me or meditate for me, this is what I'm referring to. So just keep that in your hearts on your journey and in regards to my journey. So if you follow me, this is what you're in for. Take care, everybody. Bye.